Alright my friends, welcome back to my brutal difficulty walkthrough for Uncharted Drake's Fortune. This is chapter number 9 and once again we're back on the jet ski and Elena will be the one doing the shooting here. As we move here to the corner, let's shoot those two guys, make sure they don't hit us. I think that the jet ski segment in this chapter can be a little tougher than the segment in chapter 8. But as long as you fire quickly, even on brutal difficulty, you should be okay. Plus, you can just memorize the location of the enemies and it will be fine. Okay, this is a tough section here, because there's 3 enemies on this side, but if we stay here in the corner, we should be able to shoot all 3 of them before they can hit us. Now there's a guy with a machine gun up there and that was silly of me, I just shot myself. Let's move forward a little bit more, there we go. That guy's down, and now there's a guy with a grenade launcher, but again, we can take care of him before he fires at us. Shoot those 2 rocks and that will make the gate open, and unfortunately we're going to be on our own for a little bit.
You've got to get to that tower. I'll meet you back at the customs house.
Yeah, that sounds great, Elena, but you could leave us with the grenade launcher. It would make this section a lot easier, and this section in my opinion is very tough on brutal. It's kind of hard to hit the 2 enemies that appear during this section because they're fairly well protected, but it's still possible to shoot them, and you should shoot them before you move on ahead, because if you jump into the water they will shoot at you and you'll die. But after you take care of those 2 you can swim forward, and don't move up quite yet, otherwise again you'll probably die, and just be ready to throw a grenade when the 2 enemies appear. Here they come, let's see if I can get at least one of them. Okay, let's throw another grenade. There we go. And now we can move up. There's an enemy that appears from that side. There he is, let's shoot him. Oops, that was a waste of a few bullets. There we go, he's down. And now let's stay here in the corner and take care of the 2 remaining enemies. There we go, he's down. And that guy's down as well. Okay. So we can get a revolver here. But first let's get these 2 grenades, since we did use 2 grenades, but fortunately it's something that we can recover here, that's why I used them in the first place. And the revolver is right here. The revolver is quite useful for the next section, since it can kill most enemies with a single bullet, aside from the guys with the shotguns, unless you hit them on the head. You can see the guy's leg over there, so just shoot him in the leg, and the other guy is going to be behind that pillar. I got him. Now let's throw a grenade over there. This is very important for you to do this, because otherwise you'll be surprised with a shotgun blast to the face. There's a guy with a shotgun who comes from that area, and even from that distance he will kill you if he hits you. So if you throw the grenade he will die, and it just makes things easier, so I recommend that you always do that. Throw the grenade and you should be just fine. Okay, let's stay here. Be careful because there's a guy with a grenade launcher, but we'll take care of the remaining pirates before he starts shooting, hopefully. There's the other guy. He's not there yet. That's a shame. Well, let's get the guy with the AK-47 first then. That guy's down, but unfortunately that caught the attention of the guy with the grenade launcher. But I know there's another enemy back there. Yeah, there he is. and we can get him with the last bullet of our revolver. There we go, he's down. And as we move forward, the next wave of enemies appears, but if we stay here we'll be good. At one point there's going to be a guy with a shotgun who will come down and come after you, but we can take cover and finish him off quickly. As long as we stay close to the wall, we'll be fine, and we can pick off the enemies one by one. There we go. There's a lot of enemies here, and the first treasure in this chapter, we're going to get it in this area. There are 2 treasures for us to collect. If you select this chapter, it will say that there's only 1 treasure, and that's true. The second treasure on this chapter can be obtained during chapter 10 as well, right at the start. But I think that if you get it on chapter 9, it will still count as if you obtained it in chapter 10, so you have nothing to worry about. Okay, that takes care of the guy with the shotgun. He only appears after you finish off the first wave of enemies. And now we can take care of the remaining pirates. Let's see here. That guy's down, good. I think I hit him in the throat. I have to be very careful here. Okay, that guy's down as well. There we go. And that's all of them, so now we can go ahead and get the treasure. And the treasure is right here in the corner. And be careful because there's 2 more enemies. As you go through this corridor, one of them will try to surprise you, but we'll get him first. There we go. And the other one is right here. Oh, I got him in the head. Okay, now we're going to press triangle, make that chain move to the other side. And we just need to climb up. The chapter is pretty much over, but there's still a troublesome section. And you can die right when you're about to conclude this chapter. It's a really dumb, but if you don't know what's coming, there's a guy who will come down a ladder and shoot you once you reach the top floor. And you have to know that the guy is coming, otherwise you probably won't have enough time to get behind a wall before he starts shooting at you. And that can be really frustrating. So we'll come from up there, but you can't even see the steps from this position, so it can be really troublesome. But just be ready to get behind the wall, the first wall in the top floor, and you should be okay. It will only appear once you start climbing up. So quickly here, get behind the wall. See? The guy was already firing at me. And don't try to flank him because he will know that you're coming and he'll fire at you, and on brutal you'll die before you get close to him. So I would wait for him to appear on that side. There he is. I hate this guy. Obviously on my practice run, I'm telling you this because on my practice run I died right near the end due to this guy. So I'm very extra cautious when it comes to him. By far my most hated pirate. Okay, but this is going to pretty much conclude the chapter. All that we need to do is get the treasure. And remember, this treasure, if you get it now, it will appear that you have collected it on chapter 10.
Stand back! Alright, let's find a way to the harbor and hope the boat's still there.
But this is going to conclude my walkthrough for this chapter, my friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later for the next part. Take care.